you remember how last week I was talking about my plans and like where I was going? Well, that kind of like all went out the window because right now I'm in Cambodia. So what happened was I made a mistake with my visa application for Vietnam. I forgot to add my middle name on one of the forms or one of the fields. And so they sent it back instead of approving it. And I hadn't planned on that, obviously. And so I ended up having to stay a couple extra days in Kuala Lumpur, which I wasn't super thrilled about, but yeah, it's not the end of the world. And I was getting kind of bummed because I was like, I am not gonna hear back. I'm not gonna get approved before the weekend. And so I was getting bummed thinking like, oh, I was gonna have to stay in Kuala Lumpur, which I wasn't super thrilled about because I didn't like the neighborhood. It was not my favorite place. And then it dawned on me that I don't have to stay there. And so I just looked at a map and said, where else do I want to go? And I knew I was going to come to Cambodia eventually, but I was thinking it was going to be after Vietnam. Well, I just flip-flopped the two, so as of right now, I am in the capital of Phnom Penh. I arrived just a couple hours ago. I've been hanging out in my hostel. Okay, so when you walk in, you've got a little, I don't even know, bar area with some, I think water is the only thing I'm going to be using. A safe, which I don't know if I'll figure out how to use. A fridge, which the waters will go in, so I have chilled water. Haven't opened that guy yet, but I think it's a double bed. It is so comfortable. Little, I guess that's the desk area. It does have a window, but it has a window into like the lobby, so that will be getting closed. A TV, which I will not be using. Importantly, it's got an AC, which is working really well. And then a couple hooks, a decent bathroom. But the best part is it's private. Just me. And an actual like shower with a shower curtain. And the cool part is they provide flip-flops for the shower. And I'm gonna spend 2 nights here, take a bus up north to Siem Reap for 5 days. And who knows what's gonna happen after that. I mean, hopefully I'm gonna get my Vietnamese visa approved and then, oh puppy, and then hopefully fly to Vietnam. But at this point, I've learned my lesson. And I'm just gonna enjoy walking along the river in Phnom Penh, Cambodia. Ready for a good night market. I'm not gonna walk around too much because we are going on a walking tour with the hostel in a little bit, but I did just want to get out and take some pictures because I'm in Cambodia and it's crazy. It's really fun because I'm seeing a lot of Thai dishes that I've seen before, and I had to remind myself I'm right next to Thailand again, so I can expect that, and I'm excited. Out of the heat. Every time I would walk around and I would stop and I would take a look at my phone, some very helpful entrepreneurs would always, you know, approach and ask if I wanted a tuk-tuk or if I wanted a boat or if I needed help. And again, I'm in a really busy, popular area. I was just trying to enjoy and film, and just thought, you know what, I'm just gonna go back inside and take a little bit of a rest. It's been a long day. But a couple of things that I noticed. One, I mentioned earlier that see a lot of similarities or a lot of Thai dishes. Second of all, they also, like all the places I've seen, accept US dollars. If I would have known that, I probably wouldn't have withdrawn as much Cambodian Cambodian money. Because of hyperinflation, it is pretty crazy. I'm not sure how long I'm going to be here, and I'll be able to exchange it in my next country. I pulled out about $200 because I'm paying for 2 accommodations all in cash. And it gave me about $1 million. And so I've got to deal with this. And unfortunately, the currency out here follows suit with other countries where the smaller the denomination, the smaller the bill. So the biggest bill I have right now is a 50,000 note real. And the smallest bill that I have, the little tiny 100. This is fun, trying to figure this out. And I asked one of the workers down in the hostel because I got some fruit and fruit juice. And he said it's just a lot easier for them to write the prices in US dollar because there aren't as many zeros, and it's easier to calculate out, and then they can just convert it over, which is fine, but that just means that a lot of times the prices are going to be listed in US dollar instead of Cambodian real, which is just going to confuse me a little bit. So I just have to remember to ask, okay, what is it in Cambodian? And then it's fine. And then I just get to not look like a target as I pull out my stack of cash. So that being said, I spent some time writing in my journal, which I haven't done all week. I'm gonna lay down in my huge bed. My huge bed. I think this is the biggest bed that I've had on this entire trip, even with my house sitting gigs, even though both of them were larger. I think this one's even larger. And I don't have a dog in here with me. So I am completely by myself. It's gonna be great. But we're gonna go on a city tour tonight, and it's gonna be great. So I guess the market that I saw earlier happens every Saturday night. They actually block off the street, so it becomes pedestrian only, which is so nice. Because if it wasn't, this would be complete madness. There's so many people. And our walking tour group is huge, and I guess this is the first time they're doing it. So passed by a couple groups that are doing traditional Khmer dancing, and like our tour guide was like trying to show us how to like bend our hands back, but most of us can't. I think it's genetic, but it's really cool. So after walking through the market, we wound up at the Grand Palace, and it's beautiful, it's glowing. The architecture is similar to Thai, with very distinct differences, and it's so impressive. I love it. It's so hot. So after exploring the night market with the hostel group, I went back to the hostel, went to bed after, well, we brought dinner home, and then I went to bed in my private room to take full advantage of that. The next day, I actually went to the killing fields and the S21 prison. I opted not to vlog about it. One, because I didn't want to, but two, I vlogged about my visit to the Dachau concentration camp a couple of years ago, and it was not an easy vlog to make. And I knew that going into this adventure, for lack of a better term, I was gonna have a lot of the same feelings, and so I was just not looking forward to making a video about something that is really sad and depressing. So I'll go ahead and leave a few links for you if you want to learn more about the killing fields and the S21 prison down below. And that took about half of the day, and I wound up just hanging out for the rest of the day at the hostel, kind of processing what I saw, what I learned, because I learned quite a bit. And the most helpful part was that our tour guide is from the area, and her family was very much affected by what happened with the genocide, and getting her perspective was so invaluable. And it also helped me understand a little bit more about Cambodian people and the culture. Answered the question about why you can use a US dollar in Cambodia. It's because it's one of the national currencies, because during the reign of Pol Pot in the late 70s, he wiped out all currency, and when they started to get foreign aid from places like Australia, it came in the form of US dollars. So that was a good piece of info. So this morning I hopped on a bus, drove, I don't know, 5.5 hours north to Siem Reap, which is where I am now. I am gonna be going to Angkor Wat over the next, I don't know how many days. It's very, I don't want to say complicated. There's a lot of options for visiting Angkor Wat, and I'm still not 100% sure what I want to do. So I have to figure that out, but right now I'm on my way to go find some food. So I am starving.